Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Monday Night Live Q&A chat with Raven, Rob Finds Treasure, and Silver Seeker.
What's going on, fellers? What's going on?
What's happening? Yeah. How long has it been a month?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Because we missed the 2 weeks back to back, and it's every other week. So I think it's been 4 weeks.
Well, we were gonna do it last Monday, but I had just gotten back from vacation and I was swamped. I couldn't breathe almost. So it was like, oh man, I really just need to not do this tonight. So that's why we're here tonight.
Heck yeah.
Nice. So Rob Finds Treasure, what do you got to say to the people, my brother?
Just good to see. Well, I mean, you don't really see you, but I can see your name. So it's just good to be here again on a Monday. And, like we've said every single time, Raven and Seeker, even though sometimes we feel like we can't do these because we have things that are kind of in the way, whenever we do them, we're always like, that was fun. And so I think it's just going to be another fun Monday night for an hour, hanging out, chit-chatting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Seeker, what you got to say?
Not much, man. Just still getting back into the swing of things. I'm not going to lie. Coming back from vacation, you don't actually want to get back to work. And so the last week was really hard for me. I found myself just randomly leaving my studio and going upstairs and sitting on the couch and watching TV. So
Yeah.
but I'm fine. Like today, I mean, I'm regretting it though, because today I literally started my day at 7 a.m. and it's now 7 p.m. and I'm still going. I haven't stopped. So
yeah, you need a vacation from your vacation.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I know how that goes. It's that way. Even when we did the Grove show, when we got home, we realized, wow, we had a great time, but man, we are tired, And guys, Silver Seeker with a 27-month Silver Hawk says Ravenhawk coins. Oh, and Rob too.
Really?
What a jerk.
I'm going to go ahead and one up Seeker there then. How many months did Seeker have? 27?
I'm pretty sure I was his first one. So
well, then I'm right there with you because I'm the same month.
Look, both say 27 months, so it had to be within
really close.
Yeah, that's you guys are awesome. And of course, I was the slow one on getting memberships for everybody.
You're the first one with membership gifting, though. Rob and I don't have that yet.
Yeah, that's cool that you had membership gifting. That's a pretty cool thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw it when I set up this earlier with StreamYard, and I jumped over to YouTube to check to make sure the link was okay. And right there, it's like, you can now gift stuff. I was like, what? It happened the other night, which was really cool, but it didn't show it. Literally, Fish and Hank came in, and all of a sudden it says Fish and Hank bought 20 subscriptions, memberships, and it was off and running. So that was really cool.
I do want to bring up that the chat was noticing, especially Des Logic. He said, listen, same months, but while Seeker's only a Silver Hawk, Rob's a Golden Eagle.
Oh, that's messed up, man.
I didn't realize I was a Golden Eagle. I might have to downgrade, Raven. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
How do I downgrade? I didn't realize I was silver. Don't you have like a copper tier or something?
I could literally make a joke about Seeker and his frugalness, but I'll leave it be.
Yeah, he's pretty frugal, but we love him for it.
Yeah.
Not that frugal. Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Oh man, you guys are awesome. Let's see here. It says, yeah, but who's wearing those shirts at Rob Finds Treasure?
I am supporting Silver Seeker on the shirt. I figured.
Oh, you know what? Now I feel bad for the way that I did my shout out too. Because I forgot about that.
On Raven's channel, I might as well wear Seeker's shirt with my bandana. That way, it's all three supported.
Yeah, what do you do? So Scallywag Don has a pretty interesting question. He says, what do you think will retain its value better, slab collectibles or gold/silver bullion? From my opinion, slab collectibles are going to hold a long range value and go up in value, but it's hard to really put the two against each other because there could be a time that gold just skyrockets and a time that silver skyrockets. And the numismatic coin might take years and years to catch up. What do you think, Rob?
Well, barring any SH TF situation where no one's going to give a damn whether it's slabbed or not. Or at least a lot of people won't care at that point whether it's slabbed or not. Barring a full economy collapse, things like that, I personally believe that numismatic value will become increasingly more valuable over time, because as the population of the planet grows and interest in collectibles continues to skyrocket, these types of slab coins will have less and less homes in people's collections. So you'll have more and more people demanding it with less supply. So in the event of anything crazy happening, I think numismatic value always trumps bullion value. But on the other end of it, if that were to happen, then obviously I'd rather take an unslabbed eagle for barter than paying premium on a slabbed eagle that holds the same value in that kind of economy.
Right. Seeker?
Well, I think Rob almost got to what I was going to say, but didn't quite get there. No, I think the biggest thing you need to think about is what do you consider collectible? Because there's a lot of stuff that is slabbed and collectible that has an incredibly high mintage for a modern coin. So a really good example of that might be, let's look at the 93S Morgan silver dollar. It actually had a higher mintage than a lot of the stuff that you see coming out of the mint today. You know, what was it, 250,000 on that one, Rob? Is that right?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
Right. So, but if you think about how many are still left in existence compared to the modern stuff that's coming out right now, and they're slabbing all this stuff, and every single one of them that comes out of the mint, you get 10,000. Let's look at the 2021 silver dollars. Every one of them that came out to 69 or 70, it's taken care of. It was never used in circulation. Most of them aren't going to be lost. They're still going to be here. Whereas you look at your older rare collectibles, the reason they're so rare isn't because necessarily the mintage was super low. It's just because there's not that many left. So I think a lot of this modern collectible stuff is not going to hold its value very well. But I think for older things, for example, really high grade vintage coins that we consider vintage today, yeah, absolutely, it definitely has a good chance of doing so, except in the SHTF scenario that Rob described.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's a really good point to bring up about the modern stuff is, you know, like you said, it's oversaturated in the market. And unfortunately, you know, it's kind of weird. I had somebody ask me to find them a 2021 CC, and they wanted $225 at the LCS. And I was like, wow, you know, for a coin that started off at $85, you know, to jump that high that quick, you know, is it going to still hold that value down the road? Because how many of them were made? Do you know?
The mintage on those was, gosh, I have it.
100,000?
No, it wasn't even that.
You sure?
I don't believe. Yeah, wasn't it? Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. You know what's crazy is I could have answered this 3 weeks ago.
Well, the thing is the population though is going to stay high. It's not like people are going to start melting those down. You know, it's going to be pretty strong.
It was 175,000.
175,000. So, you know,
right.
that's a big population.
So at the end of the day, so this is really what happened. And I'm gonna put it to you as easy as I can. When something like that came out, there was major hype. First, let me start off by saying I have ordered, and you guys have known in the past, I've done every single year, I've done unboxings on proof sets and mint sets and silver proof sets, and I even crack a silver proof set out on a video. Notice I didn't do it this year. Yep. This year, June 27th or 28th or whatever today is, I have yet to order anything from the US Mint. And like nothing. I literally have no orders placed this year at all. And that all started because the Mint comes out with the 2021 Morgans. They're like, it's a 100th anniversary thing. This is going to be a one-time thing. We're going to do the O and the S and the CC and the Philly, and you know, and they're going to do the Peace Dollar. And like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah, it's 175,000, but it's really awesome. And then they're like, hey, this sold really well, and we're the US Mint, the world's biggest coin company, so we're going to do it again. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, well, that kind of took away from the whole like, hey, you know, you got to finish the set with the 2021s. I'm just going to keep going. And so at that point, I'm just done. But besides that, 100, there's got to be, at the end of the day, there has to be 175,000 people that want to put those sets together. And I don't think that's going to be anywhere near that anytime soon. The reason that the CC was so expensive when it first came out isn't because there's more than 175,000 people that want it. It's because there's enough people that want to buy as many of them as possible and then sell on the hype and make a bunch of money. And that's unfortunately what happened. So, there's not 175,000 people that want to put those sets together. So like you said, there's, unlike the 93S, there's just way too many of them out there.
Right. So Silver Bear says, got a gold question. Which would be a better investment, quarter-ounce gold bullion or gold sovereigns? Seeker, you're more of the expert in the gold area. I dabble in gold a little bit, but for me, I prefer gold sovereigns for the collector value. But what do you think?
I don't think gold sovereigns have much collector value, and they're not pure gold. They're like 21K, I believe. So I'd prefer just to get the gold bullion. That being said, quarter-ounce gold eagles are also not pure gold. But the gold sovereign is like 0.23187 ounces for like sovereign or half sovereign maybe. So it's not even like, if you get like the quarter-ounce gold eagle, for example, you have a quarter ounce of gold along with a little bit of copper and silver. Whereas with the sovereign, it's just it's not an even number, if you will. 4 of them isn't going to give you an ounce. 2 of them isn't going to give you a half ounce. So for that reason, I prefer the quarter ounce bullion, like the eagles and the maples and things like that.
Agreed.
Well, sovereigns I've seen have been going up in price quite a bit lately. So, it's one of those things that I was kind of surprised in the jump in the prices. But
yeah, everything's jumping right now. It's scary.
All right. So Silver
except
Swan
for Spot. Sorry. Sorry, go
ahead. Do y'all have any silver or gold art, not rounds, coins, and bars, but jewelry, cutlery, etc.? Yeah, of course we do.
Absolutely.
I like collecting old hallmarked silver jewelry or cutlery, silverware. So I have a lot of spoons, forks, knives, and I like getting them bagged and tagged, if you will, based on their hallmark. And I try to keep stuff I try to find stuff from the Civil War period, stuff that was minted 1860 to 1865. That's kind of like what I like to look for. But I do have sets, and when I go to silver pawn shops or silver dealers or places like that, what they end up usually doing is just grabbing all their sterling silver and they put it in a big old bag and they take it to a refiner. So I ask to go through that stuff, and what they'll usually do, because they're only going to get the refining price on it anyway, is they'll sell it to me at the refining price. So typically I get it basically at melt value for its silver content, and it's a keepsake. So I always ask pawn shops and places like that if they have any stuff they're taking to the refinery, old silverware, and then I look through it really quick.
Nice.
There you go. I also have stuff like that. I like to look for it at like yard sales and things.
Yard sales and garage sales and flea markets. You'd be surprised. Some people just think it's just spoon sets, and it's like, I'll buy that for $1.
Yep.
Right.
And especially, one thing too, you brought up yard sales and whatnot. Never be afraid to ask. You won't believe how many times I've gone to a garage sale and said, hey, do you guys got any coin or anything? And then they say, oh, yeah, we didn't think anybody wanted it, and it's pretty interesting when they do that. One of my favorite pieces I have is this gold ring right here. It's got I forgot what year, 1926.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Pops gave me that a while back. So stoked to have that. Oh, now my camera doesn't want to focus.
Nice little 2.5 Indian there. Speaking of gold and platinum, you have a new platinum penguin.
Oh, nice. Let me
I can't.
Silver Stacker in training as a new member and a platinum penguin. Thank you for joining the nest, brother.
You guys are not going to be. Oh, sorry.
Also, Samuel Phillips got the 5 months as a member as well. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for the love. Really do appreciate it.
You guys are making me jealous. I have literally no gold on hand to show.
I happen to have this 1914 D 2.5 Indian sitting up here, and I was like, you know what? He just showed his. I have one sitting right here too.
I don't keep gold. I don't keep gold unlocked here unless I need it for the show or for the channel or for a video or something.
Me neither, but I was considering doing a video about where to find the those mint marks. People forget about the mint marks on some of these $2.5 and $5 gold Indians because of the placement and the way that they're placed. So I was thinking about doing it, and I was like, yeah, maybe not.
You should though. I think that would be a really cool video.
I have picked up more $2.5 and $5 gold Indians that were a little bit more rare because they had mint marks that even seasoned places might have missed because they just forget to look for them because not many of them had mint marks. Or at least they're not in a spot that is so obvious because it's close to the design.
Sure.
Definitely. Whitey in Vermont says best place to buy a good and nice silver bar. Well, you have your local coin shops. You have me, Rob, and Seeker that have auctions and sell bars from time to time. What's your opinion, Rob? Where's your best spots?
I mean, people don't give them enough credit, but you'll be surprised that just looking in your area, forget about an LCS, forget about a pawn shop, forget about a coin and jewelry store for a second. Think outside the box. There's a lot of those places that you see the little sandwich signs everywhere. We buy gold. The next time you pass a We Buy Gold store, pull up in there. If they buy gold, they probably buy silver. Pull up in there. Those guys have no clue, or not. I don't want to stereotype them all. A lot of those guys are basically volume dealers. They buy 5% under melt. They sell for 10% over melt or something. And so you can get pretty good deals in those places too, if they have it in hand. A lot of them, they don't carry it for very long. They usually have a guy or LCS they dump off at as well. So, but you still could get lucky. So those are nice places to check out as well.
All right.
I'm not
yeah, Rob hit it all. That was a very good
I'm
point.
always looking for a deal. I'm not as frugal as Seeker, but I'm definitely looking for deals.
Plumber Stacker says, what is your best find at a yard sale? Seeker, you want to start off with this?
My best find at a yard sale has nothing to do with coins. I picked up I
bet it's Magic the Gathering.
It is actually. No, you guys aren't going to understand what all the cards are, so I'll just give a blanket story and values. I got tipped off that this lady was selling Dungeons and Dragons cards. I'm like, well, those do exist, but they're pretty rare. She was trying to find a buyer to come buy them from a yard sale. And so anyway, I dropped I was like, all right, it might be an old collection of Magic cards. I'm just going to go. So I put my kids on the bus that morning and literally darted to where the yard sale was. And sure enough, she had these crates full of old vintage Magic the Gathering cards. I didn't know how much was there, but after I had bought it, got it back, went through it all, there had to have been somewhere in like the range of $10,000 in Magic cards. She had no idea what she had, and I didn't try and rip her off. I didn't know what she had either. For all I knew, it could have been a bunch of commons.
Right.
But there were multiple crates. I'm like, I'm just going to ask her what she wants for all of them. So I said, what would you want for me to just take them out of here? And she said $100. I couldn't have got it out of my pocket faster. Anyway, I spent a few days going through it, pricing all the rare stuff, and yeah, far and away the best yard sale pickup I ever did. But it had nothing to do with gold and silver.
Rob, what'd you get?
Mine has nothing to do with gold and silver either. I was at a yard sale like 8 years ago, and I was kind of heavy into collectible cards, baseball, football, hockey, basketball cards then. And we happened to drive by a garage sale that looked good to my wife. So we pulled up and she started looking at stuff. And I actually just asked the homeowners, you guys have anything cool like coins or cards or comics? And he said, my son's got some cards we're trying to get rid of. And it was just a big tote. And I mean, you could see them all, like they were not kept in plastic. They were not kept very good at all. Right. So I'm looking at it like I'm basically buying a bunch of commons. So I was like, well, what does he want for that? And the kid goes $20. And I go, I'll give you 25 if I get to keep the tote. And he's like, yeah, no problem. I get home. I had no idea that inside all of these 87 tops, brown, ugly, worthless cards and all these other stuff was a bunch of 50s and 60s cards. They were in terrible shape, but I had like 6 Mickey Mantle cards that were probably about $100 to $200 a piece. So It wasn't a major score in general because a lot of it was just junk, but I definitely got about 200 times my investment on that one, if not more.
That's awesome.
I got really lucky one day. It was a yard sale, and there was a bunch of little Whitman, the little blue folders. There's Mercury Dimes, SLQs, Benjis, everything. And I picked them up, and I could feel there was a little weight to it, which was kind of strange because they were just sitting in a random box with books that said $1 a piece. So I just handed them over. Person felt the heaviness to it. They didn't even think about it. They put it down. I paid like $10 for everything. Came home, and literally the books were filled with silver for the Benjis, silver for the Mercury Dimes.
Wow.
wheat cents galore. Now it wasn't filled with a lot of key date stuff, but it's still for $10.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a Mercury dime in a thrift store's Mercury dime book one time. I bought like all the books, and there happened to be one Merc dime in there, and I thought that was a good score. I was like, yes, I got $1.50.
Yeah, it is one of those cool things.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so Silver Swanner says, as the premium detective, do you feel like they're going up or down?
I think generics are starting to show some weakness. Eagles, not really. I mean, 90% is still pretty strong too. I think generic is starting to show a little bit of weakness though. That may be temporary, transitory, if you will. But I definitely think that it's starting to be a little weak on generics. We'll see what happens. I actually will be doing another video about that here this week, so keep your eyes peeled.
We got a $10 super chat from the one and only J Dog.
Hey, dog. What's up, dude?
Yeah, very, very cool. Let's see here. Heck yeah, Silver Bear. For $10, you can't go wrong.
Never.
But I've had some other really good stuff too that wasn't gold and silver related. But my dad got a unbelievable. He was at a garage sale and they had a bunch of costume jewelry. He pulled out a ring and looked at it and saw that it, was marked 14 karat in there, and the ruby inside that ring was worth thousands. And the person
thought it was just costume jewelry.
Yeah, they said,
Wow.
oh, it's real gold, but I doubt that the stone's real. And me and my dad looked at each other like, that's not usually how you do it, And so that was one of the cool ones to see him get that,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Got a reel-to-reel tape of the Doors' greatest hits for 11 cents. Wow. That's pretty cool.
Found out it was a rare quadraphonic mix that sold on eBay for $125. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Can't get mad at that.
We got a question regarding coins. Which one of y'all can grow corn? What?
It said not regarding coins.
Oh, not regarding. I could grow some corn.
I can't grow corn. Not in my yard space with my pests and my heat and my inability to control the pests. My best year that I was going to get corn, I waited an extra couple of days to get the sweetness set into it. And literally that morning I went out there and every corn on the cob was eaten off the cob on every single one of my corn stalks. And I'm just done.
You know how you fix that, Rob?
What's that?
What I usually like to do is get duct tape and then tape the cans of corn to the tree. You know what I'm saying?
Cans of corn to the tree, not the stalk. I got a corn tree in my backyard.
Same thing.
Just go and pluck it whenever you need a can of corn. Whatever.
The birds, the mice, the rats, the rabbits, they always get if I wait until the perfect time, they get it. If I pick it a few days early, we sacrifice taste just so I could say I got it. And both ways suck.
That's very true. It's hard. It's what people don't understand is it is difficult in some places and regions. You spend all that time growing your food, and literally, like Rob says, you sacrifice taste to make sure that you can get it into your house. And if you don't miss that key date, man, mice, rabbits,
they know too. They're watching.
Everything. Yeah,
squirrels. They're watching. You'll know it's getting close when like my peaches are turning orange or they're starting to get really. You can smell them when you go in the yard. Then you'll see by every branch, there'll be a nibble on a peach. And you're like, man, they're not ready.
Mm-hmm.
They'll come back and eat those maybe. And then you wait 2 more days and you go out there and 90% is decimated overnight. You're like, wow.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah.
They know when they're ready more than you do.
Yeah. The same thing would happen to me. I used to have, what the heck are those mulberry trees? We had 2 different types. And you'd be watching it, they start turning, that purplish color, and you're like, okay, in a day or two, you go out there and you literally see 50 crows just going at it because they waited for the right time, and you're like fighting for it,
I bought the stinking plastic owls and hung them everywhere. And the Texas mockingbirds, that's why they literally mock you. They're like, that's plastic. Nice try, bozo. Like they just. I went out there one time and birds were hanging out with the plastic owls. I'm like, this is not working.
Yeah. Silver Swanner says, I've been stacking some foreign hard. What is your favorite foreign junk to stack and foreign numismatic? Well, when it comes to junk, foreign favorite, Canadian stuff is easier for me to get rid of compared to a lot of other stuff. My favorite foreign numismatic stuff is the older items like the Straits dollars and whatnot from Great Britain. Those were used to be stimulate commerce in the Orient, and just a really, really cool coin with a lot of history. And I love Libertads. I mean, Libertads have just skyrocketed in value. And yep, the old 8 reals, like what Rob showed you there. I love those too. I have a couple of those in my collection. So it's hard to narrow it down to, just one coin, but I definitely like it. Seeker's got a 1 cent.
Oh my goodness.
Boy, I'm all over with the stupidness today. Sorry.
What the heck?
Seeker's got a 2020 shield cent. Those are awesome.
I'm muting his mic. You're muted.
I love how that came to play. You're like, Seeker's got a 1 cent.
Oh man, I just saw somebody say, "Oh, where was it? Oh, and also the Panamanian Philippines silver is really good, like Sam Phillips just said."
Oh yeah, especially the U.S. Like he wrote the U.S. mint, like the San Francisco and Denver minted 09 dollar coins. Couldn't remember what they were called.
And you'll even see some of them that say minted in Philadelphia. It'll say literally Philadelphia on the coin.
Yeah, very cool.
I know Seeker's not that big a fan of foreign stuff. So.
What's funny is I really used to be into it. I just kind of lost. I'm outside of some of the more modern stuff, like the older vintage foreign stuff. I just lost interest for some reason. I'm not sure why. I just did.
My favorite foreign junk silver to add is whatever's in the foreign bins that I can get at, 5 pieces for $1 kind of thing.
Definitely. I do miss those days. If you hear that zapping, that's Raven's kids not listening. That's funny. Oh man. Let's see here. Richard Sappington, I've got a lot of vinyl too. I've got a lot. I just had to throw that out there. Robert Worley in the house. How you doing, Robert?
What's up?
Tony McCumber says I scored $23 face Canadian 80%er for about $1.10 over spot. That is not bad at all.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
Well done. You ever read that book, Seeker?
Well done.
No.
It's called Whale Done. WHALE done.
Huh.
No, it's a good book. It talks. If I've read a lot of books in my time, unfortunately, but Whale Done is about how you can get something that can very easily kill you or doesn't want to listen to you to do what you want through the power of positive reinforcement. And it talks about the killer whales. They always wonder how a small human being in the water can get a killer whale to do what they want at their beck and call. And they talk about positive reinforcement, and it's a positive reinforcement book, and it's called Whale Done, a play on the fact that it's whales being taught by a small human in the water to do what they want them to do through positive reinforcement. Good
For
book.
a second, I thought you were joking, so I Googled it. Holy smokes.
There's
cool.
almost not a book I haven't read, Seeker. I've read a lot of books.
Fair enough, man.
I'll be right there.
Oh, he's got a, you know what? My neighbor got a bug zapper because I went out in the yard the last couple of days and I just hear, and I'm like, he got a bug zapper. Those are big time in the 80s. I remember being early 20s and seeing them all. That was like everyone had to get a bug zapper for their patio.
They don't do anything though, because the light attracts more bugs around them anyway, and they don't kill enough of them.
Right.
Well, this thing is kicking butt. I'm telling you, it's a little bitty. It's only about maybe at the most 18 to 20 inches long and about 10 inches high. And it's just been taking care of the fly. You got a lot of flies in Oklahoma, man.
Fair enough.
And they find a way to get in your house. I'm sure Rob will tell you too, in Texas, where it's hot. It happens.
Listen, we get flies, ants, wasps, mosquitoes, everything. June bugs are like ridiculous. June bugs, it sounds like a hailstorm when they're flying around in the house or outside of the house hitting the windows.
Every time I think of bug zappers, I remember the old 90s Bush "What's up" commercials.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Waza.
All right, guys. Bacardi Jim wants to know if 2016 pandas for $100 is fair or offer 90. They're not slabbed.
I'd offer 90.
Yeah, I'd do about the same. But pandas have a pretty big following. It's amazing sometimes when I see how much they go for.
Well, 2016 is the first 30-gram year, so keep that in mind.
True.
So it's not even a full ounce of silver. I mean, not that
1.1 grams.
Yeah, makes a major difference. But but for that reason, post 2016, outside of 2020, because of what 2020 was, they seem to have a smaller premium than like the earlier ones. So
Yeah.
also keep that in mind. I think offering 90 would be fair.
Yeah, I agree. And that is true. The ones that have the full ounce of silver do carry more. Let's see here. Chip Warner picked up a 1909 S for $85. Is that a decent deal in fine condition?
S, fair. Any chance it has a VDV on it? But I mean, that's
what I was going to ask. Is it an Indian head? Is it a Lincoln cent? Is it the 1909
it's a Lincoln cent because for $85 in fine condition, if that's
you're not getting an Indian,
you did really well. If it's the Lincoln, you didn't do bad.
Right.
So I think you did good either way. If it's the Indian, you did really well.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. What's the word on some new Mount Stackmore merch? I need a slab with a Mount Stackmore label.
Oh, interesting.
We've discussed the idea of getting a coin, a round made. But what you guys do have to understand is it's a large investment into getting those made. You're talking a couple grand just to get them produced, plus the silver that you're having to produce as well.
Plus the shipping, plus the capsules, plus then reshipping them out for the orders. You start doing it all, plus fees. It's you're not going to get them at generic silver price for sure.
Yeah. Wow, this is a crazy one. Sandy H said she bought a Morgan for $3.39 on eBay this past year. It's authentic. They had several listed for $33.99. I think the $3.39 was a typo, but the seller still honored it. And you know what? I've made mistakes on stuff I listed on eBay before. I had a really nice dollar. It was a $20 bill that was a quad note, and it was binary. It had just only two numbers in it, and it got listed for $24. It was supposed to be, a lot more, and I honored it simply because I didn't want to get hit with a bad, review, etc., etc. I know that there's certain people that will take it off listing. What about you guys?
Well, I've never been lucky enough to score Morgan, and if it is authentic, like she says it is, and the seller honored it, good for the seller and good for you for having a good enough eye to say, that looks like the real thing for $3.39. I'm buying it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it reminds me of the unfortunate situation with that guy who accidentally that lost his job for listing the wrong gas price. Though,
yeah,
granted, it's a totally different situation. This was the seller of the coin; he was nice enough to honor it, but that general manager lost his job, and that sucks. I feel bad for him.
That is sad.
Yeah.
We got quite a bit of interest in the Mount Stackmores here. Doesn't need to be a custom round. He says, Rob.
I think they want to do like an old Seeker slab with the Stackmore label. I'll see what I can put together.
That might work.
That would be kind of cool, especially if we did a trio auction and we had everything slabbed with everything from that auction slabbed with a Mount Stackmore slab, kind of a once in a lifetime type slabbage auction fun situation.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good idea, Rob. I like that idea.
I mean, Seeker's got to do all the work. I don't mind putting out ideas, but Seeker's got to do work with, so it's perfect.
Seeker always has to do the work.
It's fun. It's fun to spend Seeker's money and make him do work that we can't do on our computers.
You guys didn't see my custom round slab?
Hey.
Nice. Hey, I'm the proud owner of 2 skunk rounds, actually.
Nice. Thank you.
Heck yeah. Let's see here. She responded again, says, I was fully expecting him to cancel the sale. I left a positive feedback, although I wouldn't have been bitter if he had canceled.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's good of him. I mean, he probably would not have honored it if it was a $339 coin for $339.
You know what? I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I had read something that got me excited. Chai Churin's comment. I know you have Katie's up, but you know what? That would be a cheaper investment buying a stamp and then me pouring a bunch of 10-ounce bars and giving it the Mount Stackmore stamp on them, and then dividing them up between all of us, and then we can offer them on our channels or something.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Because the stamp would only be like $300 probably for the size it'd have to be with detail.
Yep.
But it probably would fit a 10-ounce bar, and we could actually have some Mount Stackmore bars.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Of course, I'd want one.
Heck yeah, we'd all.
We'd all have one, and then maybe if I did like 20 of them, we could, or 20 apiece, we could figure it out.
Matter of fact, I know from experience, I just recently got a Ravenhawk Coins stamp made, and I'll show you what it looks like on the rounds that are going to be coming out. Pretty darn cool.
Oh, nice.
Hey, that's what's up.
So that's something that's coming in the future.
That's cool. I like that.
Thank you, brothers. I appreciate it. Great Lakes Explorer, what creates the milk spots on silver? I've heard a couple different things. I've heard that it's the cleansing solution that they use that makes it more susceptible, moisture, et cetera, but does anybody else have anything to add to that?
I think primarily it's something to do with like the annealing process at the end of it, but I also see milk spots that are exactly somebody's fingerprint. So, the best way to clean milk spots is with a lot of heat.
Ah.
Yeah. You know that?
Did not know that. I've heard somebody say, whatchamacallit, those, oh, you're a jerk. I know.
You melt it.
I got you after a second. I was just like, I'm just going along with it, going, okay, Seeker, whatever you say, man. Silicone packets supposedly help, but I kind of find that hard to swallow, a lot of people asking, and let's see here. Better hurry because Skinny Seeker is shriveling before our eyes, and we have to invest in an entire new wardrobe or start borrowing clothes from Rob.
I have lost a lot of weight on purpose. I'm not sick or anything. I've intentionally been not ingesting much sugar at all, and just trying to eat more healthy and all that.
Dude, those sodas add up.
If Seeker borrowed any of my shirts, it would be real for him. It'd be really loose on his arms and tight on his waist.
You're looking like Chris Farley.
Yeah.
Okay, so Katie Bailey says Rob finds treasure.
I answered that in the chat.
Oh,
yeah,
you did? Okay.
I've seen those. There's just it's a die crack. So yeah, I've seen them.
Cool. Let's see here. Charles Roof, Rob's nickel collection sold on Friday for a lot less than I expected. What do you think is the real numismatic value?
I was happy with what it went for. And you got to remember, I paid $7 in nickels for that collection because I got them all at face value. You watched me do the hunt and fill. The Dansko book is probably worth $75 because it's an out of print type. And on eBay, you never see them for less than $75. And then shipping. So technically, all I needed was like $90 for break even. So I was happy with it. Numismatic value, those were high quality nickels based on, I kept on upgrading them. I mean, you can look on PCGS's pop report or price guide, and you can see what an entire high AU/mint state set goes for. Keep in mind, I had about 7 or 8 nickels in there that were not mint state. So I don't know. It's still sold for a good amount, and it went to a good home, and I'm happy with the sale of it.
Nice. Best Pigeon says, I buy Walking Liberty halves at my LCS for $20 per dollar. When I check the PCS price guide, the low end shows $17 each. What am I missing?
PCGS is overpriced.
Yeah.
If they're common dates and they're heavily circulated, like below fine, which is what a lot of them are, They're going to be grouped in with 90% Kennedys and Benjis.
Very true.
I mean, if you're getting 20 per dollar, you're still only paying 20 times face for 2 walkers, and that's right where you need to be.
Yeah. I didn't think about the 20 times. That's actually a good price, but
that's not bad.
Yeah.
Chai Charan says, have you submitted any PCGS or NGC recently, and have they improved the turnaround times? I've submitted some stuff. I'm still waiting for it. I'm not too stoked, but from what I see, they're doing a little bit better. Rob, what about your experience as of late?
The last 2 I got back were over 110 days each from the time I sent them to the time they're back in my house. I currently have one with PCGS that was received on April 21st. It's not moved at all. I have one there from 5/12, not moved at all, and one from 5/27, not moved at all. I actually did 3 in a 1-month period because I realized it's going to be 90 to 100 days no matter what.
Yeah, I have 2 submissions to PCGS on 5/2, and they haven't moved.
Secret has something that's a year and a half submitted though to PSA, don't you?
I got that card back actually.
Oh, did you finally get it back?
Yeah. It's actually it's upstairs in my bedroom.
Nice.
Because by the time I got it back, the value of that card had dropped so much that I just don't care.
That's cool. I sent some stuff at the middle of April, and it's still saying that it's in grading, still being processed, which is frustrating, because it used to be you'd get them back pretty darn quick,
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. Natalie Graham said, did PCGS go private? I think they've always been a privately held company, haven't they?
I thought so.
Yeah. Let's see here. Have you ever done a show submission for the $70 economy and got the coin back at the end of the show? I've
never been at a coin show more than a day unless it was one I had a table at. So if I happened to be in San Diego or LA where PCGS had that going on and I had a table there and I could commit to being there the whole time, I probably would. Or if I lived close to a show that I could go back. I've never done an economy at the show submission. You're spending so much more to do that for what? I mean, you better have a pretty nice coin, and if you do have that, you're not spending $70.
Right.
J-Dog asking if we'll ever do it the old way again or just going to stick with the way you're doing it now. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to stick with the way they're able to do it, but I could be wrong. Rob?
I think he means a nickel hunt battle, right? Something like that for us 3.
No, I think he's talking about the way we used to do $half hunts.
I forgot even about. No, I'm not going to switch.
Same. I'll be. I'm not going back to the old way, unfortunately.
That
being said, we should get a nickel hunt in.
We should.
Yeah, I don't want to mislead anyone. I like the freedom of being able to stream when and how I want without having to worry about whether I've got silver in the box for somebody. I've got people that have bought 2-3 weeks down, so I can't plan things around it. I just need a little more. I just needed some more freedom without the pressure of finding every time, if you will. That's for me.
I'm not going to lie to you. The amount of times that I felt horrendous when, we had a full skunk night, 8 to 10 boxes and no silver found whatsoever. And I know we're giving out, silver, obviously, but it never felt good. It always felt really bad. And so I haven't felt that bad feeling since we stopped doing it. And I don't want to feel it again. I always felt horrible.
I agree as well. It is one of those things where being the way that we are, we all genuinely care about, everybody that supports our channels, and you want the boxes to be full of silver. You want people to do well. And it does put kind of a real, hard line spot where you're sitting there going, man, I've done, like Seeker said, 8 to 10 boxes skunked. Rob, 8 to 10 boxes skunked. Raven, 8 to 10 boxes skunked. And you're just like, man, but that's also a thing that's happened because of the pandemic. So many more people are coin roll hunting. It actually pushed me out of banks that I had relationships with because too many people were asking.
$half are the number one hardest thing for me to get right now, and they've never been hard for me to get. And I still can get boxes, but just short of me driving around all over town and finding who will get me more boxes and then getting those to sell. I don't really want to do that.
Yeah. Sam Wilson says, Rob finds treasure. Will you be submitting that half dime you just got with the date over inverted date? Nice. Holy smokes, ladies and gentlemen, a $60 super chat from Silver Stacker in Training says, you guys are great. Thank you, brother.
Silver Stacker is a great guy.
That is awesome,
That's
man.
awesome
Thank
of
you.
him.
Definitely.
And yes, Sam Wilson, I am going to submit it. It's probably only in that fine to VF range, but I paid $2.10 for this 1858 half dime. Actually, I guess maybe I didn't pay $2. I might have only paid half that. But either way, I paid a couple of bucks for it, and I think the value is $150, $200 in this over inverted date. So even if I spend $50-something to grade it, plus the few dollars I paid for it, I'm still in the 100 to the good. So
Nice.
It's just submitted for me, and it's a cool 164-year-old variety that I don't have slabbed. So I'm going to preserve it.
Heck yeah. I agree. It's one of those things that it's worth it to you, especially, for preserving it and keeping it going.
100%.
Yeah, I agree. Natalie said she figured that there were shareholders because they're having such a bad turnaround.
I saw she had posted something else that so Collectors Universe, which PCGS and all that other stuff is blanketed under, is publicly traded. That's what she said.
Yeah.
So Chai Charan says, do you think there will be more dumps during a recession for people looking for quick cash from inheritances or grandpa's coin jug dump? I wouldn't be surprised, especially in a recession, and it's just going to continue to happen over time. It happens a lot around holidays as well. People dump stuff that they don't realize they have. And what do you get? What about you guys? What would you like to add?
I mean, it's going to be just like Christmas when they're trying to find Christmas money, but it'll be a lot more people. So
it'll be a lot more people, and it depends on how they dump, because you got to remember, Coinstars don't take silver. So what I think is happening is we're seeing less silver in circulation before, because people are dumping in Coinstars first and foremost.
Yeah.
They're getting the extra coins that don't go in there. They're probably throwing back in the jug, and so there's even more silver just sitting in people's jars. Then one day they find out that it's silver, so they're going ahead and cashing it in at a silver place. The people run around to the Coinstars are picking out the change and looking for silver and grabbing that and then cashing it or putting it in their collection. So depending on how they dump it will severely impact what's actually in circulation going forward. I think Coinstars has helped the novice person run around and grab a few extra bucks for gas, but I think it's hurt the coin roll hunting community because it's given an outlet that sorts it kind of to not be put back into circulation.
Yeah. Very, very true. Let's see here. So Sean Bowden wants a quarter hunt and fill series from you, Rob Finds Treasure. Do you have one of those planned?
Yeah, here's the problem. I have been trying to find an old book to get me through to 1998. I want an old quarter book before the state series as one book, and then I have to buy the state book. Then I have to buy America the Beautiful book, and I have to keep on buying these books. So in order to do a quarter hunt and fill, if I want to do the entire run, I have to have like 9 books. Or I can just say I want 1965 through 1998, and that's the book I've been trying to find, because I think that would be a fun hunt and fill for just the Eagleback series, nothing else. So if I can get an Eagleback book, 60 clad Eagleback, 65 to 98, that's what I want to do, and that will be my next hunt and fill for quarters for sure.
Nice. This is an interesting question here. Any thoughts on the G7 banning Russia's gold? That's a very political one, though. What do you think, Seeker?
I'm not
touching that one
myself.
All right. We're not touching that one. All right. So let's see here. S-Free, please bring back the nickel box battles.
The only nickel box I have is going to be on its way to Rob here in the next day or two.
And that one was pre-pandemic.
I know. We talked about this on a stream like 3 months ago, and then I forgot to take them to Grove to give them to Rob, and then I went on vacation, and they're still sitting there. But yeah, I have a nickel box and 2 penny boxes that are going to Rob Finds Treasure. that are like I picked up pre-COVID lockdowns, like February of 2020, that
But
are still sealed.
I'd be down for when these guys want to do another nickel box battle on a night. I mean, I'd be down for it.
Heck yeah. I think it'd be fun, and people are asking for it for a
Probably
while.
has 550Ds in it. Oh my god. I'd lose it.
Yeah, wouldn't it be nuts? Sam Wilson said several years ago, Half Dollar Make You Holler attempted to put silver into a Coinstar, but it actually accepted a war nickel.
It will accept the war nickel. War nickels weigh the exact same as a regular nickel. They're 5 grams.
5 grams, yeah.
There is no weight. Remember, those Coinstars only reject silver because of the weight differential for the size of the coin. It's going to accept, it should accept war nickels all day because they're 5 grams. Now, if it's a worn war nickel, as they usually are, it might not accept it, thinking that it's underweight. But typically, it should accept it. That's why I still find good silver in my nickel hunts, because it's just, it should, the Coinstar should accept it.
Nice. Let's see here. Morgan McLean says, I found a rather rare Indian head scent variety on eBay. I had it graded by PCGS. I went on their site the other day to check out the population and realized my coin is one of the photos. Nice. So you probably, when you submitted it, hit the gold thing where they do the photos. And if you have one that's especially a super rare variety, it doesn't surprise me that they would highlight it. That's really cool.
Yeah, one of my first submission videos, I had a 1994 Top Pop DDR penny MS67, and it is the poster child of the DDR on the PCG's website. It's the Top Pop #1 coin.
Nice. What about you, Seeker? Anything like that happen to you?
No, that'd be cool though.
It wouldn't it? All right, see here. Tony McCumber says, I have an old, lightly used Blue Whitman quarter book #3 running from 60 to 77D. Got it as a kid. I'll send it to you for free if you want it.
Tony, I'll tell you what, I would take it, but for your time and money, send me an email and maybe I could send you something in return so I feel like we've traded.
That's
and I would take
fair.
it.
Heck
and I'll give it a good home or a good hunt and fill series. I'll have to get a second book, though, because I don't want to end at 77.
Des Logic said, my friend gifted me a 1916 Merc dime, but it doesn't look like it has a mint mark. Wouldn't have been nice to be the coveted. But hey, you can't always
I'd still take a 1916 Merc dime, though.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right, let's
Nothing
see
like
here.
buying a bag of Merc dimes and going through them and flipping over a 16 and in the hopes of it might having a D.
Yep. You know, one of my favorite things, I bought some Mercs in bulk a long time ago, and I got one that I named Cudzilla. This thing was just covered with just giant cuds, made a video on it. I actually gave it away like a dummy. But you know what? I got it for literally like $1 at the time, you know, and it's one of those things where I'm glad that it went to a good home.
Yep.
All right, let's see here. I'm looking for some other questions that I might have missed. Link, Pops is going home to see his doctors. He's not feeling very good, but I appreciate you asking, brother. That really means a lot. You guys see anything that I missed that you wanted to hit on?
Not that I haven't been chit-chatting in the chat with here and there.
Okay.
I saw Charles Roof. Oh, it was to me, though.
Oh, here, we'll put it up.
I did sell a couple of 19 and 20W sets, but that's 5 coins, and they went for like 40 to 50 bucks. So, I mean, and that's about the going rate. If you look at per coin, I mean, if I were to sell them per coin, I'd probably get a little bit more than that. But typically, W quarters, other than the Marsh Billings Rockefeller 2020, that one seems to be a little bit more expensive than the other ones, which I understand because it's one of the ones I don't find often. But they're getting between $7 and $12 a piece on average. So if you think about that, I mean, times it by 5, that's about where you should be. I mean, if you want to sell fast, sell them for 7. If you want somebody to, if you want to make a little bit more money and wait a little bit longer to make the sale, 10 to 12.
Yeah, I've seen with the W quarters, it's all over the board.
It depends on the condition. You got to take good. If you're going to sell, you got to take good pictures. And if it's truly an uncirculated, you got to say that. I mean, there's a lot going on. But I mean, if they're just circulated, I just found it in a box the other day. You got it for a quarter. I'm thinking $7-8. But if it's a really nice one, probably ask more than 10.
Yeah. Sam Wilson, do we have plans for the 4th of July?
I'm having family over, and I'm going to smoke a bunch of ribs.
Whoa, you got me scared for a second, Seeker. I was like, what?
What?
You smoke what? What are you doing?
Oh.
I've got family coming over to smoke a bunch of ribs.
Firing up the smoker. I'm excited. Anytime I get to fire up the smoker, I get excited.
Do they still smoke ribs in St. Louis?
Are you kidding me? That's the only reason to come here. You know what?
That's like asking if they still barbecue brisket in Texas.
Huh?
Yeah. That's like asking if they barbecue brisket in Texas, or do they have or do they have tri-tip in Southern California?
No doubt. Yeah, tri-tip's the go-to roast meat.
I'm having tri-tip tonight. I've got tri-tip ready to go tonight.
Nice. Tri-tip's good stuff.
But you
know what's funny? I've gone to a couple places, and you ask the certain butchers, "Hey, do you have tri-tip?" And they look at you like, "What?" Because I remember that cut of meat has to be done a certain way, and it ends up taking away another cut of meat to make it happen. Look at that. There's Choo Choo Rooter Bean in the nest.
Choo-choo! What's up?
I like this one. Texas is the place for silver barbecue.
It is.
Nothing like Texas barbecue.
You know what? We can do it right out here.
Heck yeah.
You know what, though? There's a lot of places that do it right. Anywhere there's guys and grills, there's going to be good barbecue.
That is accurate.
And nothing against the gals, but I'm just saying, guys take pride in their grilling, and because of that, there's good eats everywhere.
Wait. I see what you said there. I heard that sexist thing that you said.
Listen, that's why I had to be a little PC.
I'm just messing with you.
It like that.
I'm just messing with you. I got slapped by Mrs. Seeker the other day for a joke that I told her.
Yeah.
I told her.
Go. You better be careful.
Nice,
huh?
I said you better be careful.
Yeah, nice job.
I told her that most women turn into good drivers. So if you're a good driver, be careful for women that are turning. She slapped me.
I'm not surprised. J-Dog said, I was talking with family. I kind of heard you guys are saying about your slabbage being pictured on website. Some of my slabbage is pictured at PCGS and NGC sites as well. That's awesome, brother.
That is awesome.
Near Dust says, hey guys, my favorite YouTubers. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Let's see here. When Seeker hits 100K subs, he can do a live getting drunk for the first time. It should only take one beer. He's actually right. You drink that beer quick enough, and it'll happen, especially for a guy that's never had beer.
One day, Raven and I, when Seeker finally bites the bullet, we're going to get a set of car keys, and we're going to start shotgunning beers like teenagers, and we're going to see how many he put down.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I've had a couple times where that's backfired in my life. All right, shotgun it. Let's see here. I have a bank-wrapped roll of quarters with a W Tallgrass Prairie Ender. I got it out of a sealed box. Is there a premium for sealed rolls like that? And Rob emphatically says yes.
Well, they already know this. The roll is $10 in quarters. They've got a $10 Ender, so it's $20. And there is a small chance that there's at least another one or two. So anything less than $25, $30 for that roll would be uncivilized. So you'll get at least $25, $30 for it all day plus shipping.
Why did Seeker have two black eyes? Because Miss Seeker had to tell
him twice.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, man. That's awesome.
My wife knows I don't think that way, so she takes it with a grain of salt, but I still get slapped.
Of course.
Well, Morgan said that she got the roller course out of the box, sealed
Yeah.
box. Most of them had 3 to 4 in them. You're lucky. I've searched so many boxes. I have still yet to find a W quarter.
We did a live hunt on my channel. Instead of half dollars, we did a box of quarters and found 2 W's live on my live stream.
Nice.
I get a lot. Dallas is one of the release points. There was like 32 cities in America that they released the W's to, and Dallas was like 5th on the list. So whenever the W's were released, we used to get tons of them out here.
Yeah. Charles Root is in San Diego. Tough to find Philadelphia quarters. How do y'all experience Philly and Denver quarters? Yeah, and being in San Diego, you're gonna mostly be, Denver, San Francisco mintage when you get lucky. But when you're on the East Coast, you're gonna get more Philly. When you're in the Midwest, I think you get a little bit more of a mix, but at West Coast, you're gonna constantly be stuck with a lot of Denver and some San Francisco. Eric Rohde, been thinking about stacking some hand poured silver. Is that wise, or just go with generic silver?
Hand poured's fun. It's more fun than wise. Okay, let's. Is it wise to go get a $60 steak at a nice restaurant? No, but sometimes you've earned it. And so I look at it like this: if you want to stack wisely, probably don't have a bunch of high premium stuff like hand poured stuff in your collection. But if you just want to have fun once in a while and you've done well with your stack, enjoy what you stack and get a few premium pieces, whether it's bullion that's premium or whether it's hand poured stuff from your favorite mints or YouTubers or whatever. And so that's my thoughts on that. Is it wise? No, but you also got to have fun. So sometimes you're going to throw wise to the side to have a little fun in life. So that's what I wanted to say.
Yep. And I agree. It's very accurate. And, I have my poured silver items because of what Rob said. I have a Rob Finds Treasure poured silver bar because I'm friends with Rob. I like his channel. I want to support him. So that's why I bought it. I have stuff from the Bear and Big Red Bullion and a bunch of other people.
I have a Raven relic.
Yes, he does. Strictly because I like those people and I want to support them. And like Seeker said, he bought a Raven relic from me. And, it's one of those things where you run into the problem of if you go to try to sell it at a local coin shop, if it's not assayed, some places won't even mess with it. So that's one of those things where you kind of have to be honest. But if the channel's got a pretty good sized name, like Rob Finds Treasure's got a pretty good name going, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some local coin shops that would still buy it, but they're not going to give you a super high premium.
Yeah, you're not going to get high premium. You're spending extra money because you're supporting a channel or the poor. You got to remember, guys who pour have to buy it, pour it, do the whole 9 yards. Whether they polish it or not, they still have processes. They have to sell it, pay the fees, and shipping. So it's never a wise way to do it, but again, you have to have fun. You have to have fun. It's probably not that wise to buy a lot of things, but sometimes you got to take the wife out of dinner so I don't have 2 black eyes.
Well, with that said, Near Dusk wants one of Rob's copper skulls. We've already gone past the hour. I didn't even realize it. I looked down. It's 8:03. And that goes to show you we have that much fun doing these shows. And the one thing that I have to say is I like that we're able to have the banter that we do and able to, sometimes I say stuff that I might be a little bit off and Seeker wants to, correct it. And same thing when Seeker's off or Rob. It's a good thing that we have this kind of relationship and we're able to do these things and you guys see us for who we are. And again, I just want to say thank you to Rob and Seeker, for let me be that guy hanging in.
Slammer Dog says hi, by the way.
Right on, Slammer Dog. All right.
Boy.
So for closing thoughts, Mr. Rob Finds Treasure.
Closing thoughts. Another fun hour. Matter of fact, I could have gone longer, but I do have a barbecue to do Best barbecue in the world here in my backyard. I'm just kidding, but good enough barbecue. I'm sure it's not going to be St. Louis ribs, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And I've got that going on. Good hanging out with everyone. I will be streaming on Wednesday. As a quick reminder, I do have a couple of giveaway boxes to do, and hopefully find some goodies. In the meantime, thanks, boys, for having me as usual. And Raven, you're always a gracious and glorious host.
Thank you, brother. Silver Seeker, what you got to say, my friend?
Can't believe you made me get on here, man. I was playing. No, it's. I feel bad that we missed last week because of me. But I love doing these things, and even last week, had I found a way to get myself on here and been like, all right, well, I still have a gazillion things to do, but I'm going to go on here. I know I would have enjoyed it, and I always do enjoy sitting here and having the banter with you guys and hanging out and talking to everyone in the chat. Raven and Rob have both become very good friends of mine, not just through the internet, but in life. So it's always a pleasure to get on here with both of you guys. And as Rob said, Raven, you're always an awesome host. So thank you for having us.
I appreciate it, brother. And with that said, Silver Bear says, John says hi. And you know how much John creeps me out, but I did that just for Seeker's sake.
Did you send Judy to Resonator yet?
Oh, you know what? No.
Oh, you got to reunite them.
Yeah.
Reunited, and it feels so creepy.
I would love to see Judy and John together again. Resin can send me the photo.
Yeah, I guess. All right.
Hey, listen, if you ship it, then you don't have to open it. And I know the only reason you didn't want to open it is because of Hydro's video.
That's very true. It's still sealed in the box. It's been under the desk for 4 years almost. No, it's been at least 2. But definitely, guys, Bassman 64 raid for Sam Wilson there. Big shout out to Rob and Seeker. We'll be doing this in 2 weeks on Seeker's next, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yep, on the rotation.
Pretty sure.
I'm just kidding. I think he is too.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, like always, make sure to take care of one another. We'll see you real soon. Ravenhawk Coins and Mount Stackmore says, have a great day.